Russia has condemned the U.S. airstrikes. The Kremlin has described the attack as an act of aggression, saying it violates international norms. It's added that these strikes have considerably damaged U.S. Russia relations. Moscow also says the strike was clearly pre-planned and the suspected chemical gas attack has been used by the United States as an excuse. Moscow is calling for an emergency session of the UN Security Council. CGTN's Lyubova has more.
Well, there was quite a strong reaction from the Kremlin earlier. Moscow condemned the strikes, and the Russian President Vladimir Putin, he said that those strikes broke the international law, and he said that they seriously hurt Russia-US relations. We also heard from Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin's spokesman, who said that Moscow views the strikes as an aggression against a sovereign nation on a, quote, made-up pretext, quote ends. The Kremlin even went further. He called it a cynical attempt to distract the world from civilian deaths in Iraq. Of course, Moscow is defending the Syrian government in this. It said the Russian military earlier said that the Syrian government hit a rebel depot with the chemical munitions in there. So Moscow denies any responsibility of the Syrian government in this.
Let's get you more reaction on that story now. I'm joined live from Cairo by correspondent Yasser Hakim. Yasser, has there been any word from the Arab League on these U.S. airstrikes in Syria?
No, not yet. Obviously, today is Friday, it's the weekend, and the attacks happened this morning. Maybe we can expect something later in the day, and probably it will be in the lines of not really favoring any military action in Syria. At the point, if you remember, the chemicals attack that happened a couple of days ago, the Arab League had highly condemned the attack. It called it a major crime, and the perpetrators should be taken to justice, but without really labeling someone, without pointing fingers at Bashar al-Assad or any other side. It kept it open. Not like the West or many countries around the world have said that it's Bashar al-Assad. The Arab League shied away from actually accusing someone. And I think what the Arab League stance is always about trying to bring peace rather than to escalate violence in the country, in Syria or any other Arab country. And that's why I expect the Arab League comment when it comes is that it will not really condemn, and it will not side or agree with the military action. It will call for restraint and for peaceful solution to Syria.
And yes, sir, can you explain to us how the Arab League is divided on Syria? Who's supporting who?
Yes, it's a division, even way goes back 5-6 years ago when it all started. You've got a camp that is calling for none other less than Bashar al-Assad being out of power. They don't want Bashar al-Assad in power at all as part of any kind of agreement. And that is led by Saudi Arabia and Qatar. And on the other side, you've got a camp that says what's most important is to reach peace. Whether Bashar al-Assad is part of the equation or not is not the issue. The issue is that all the political parties in Syria should sit together and with foreign mediation to try to bring an agreement and a peaceful solution to the situation. And that includes Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Algeria, and sometimes Iraq. The rest of the Arab countries are actually quiet on Syria. And these divisions between both is even obvious when any meeting happens in the Arab League. The Syrian seat is always empty because they have not even agreed on who should represent Syria. One side says the opposition and the rebels should have a seat in the Arab League, and the other side says no, they are not yet fully recognized as the governing party of Syria, so they should not have a seat, and maybe the government should have. And because of this division itself, there is no seat in Syria right now for the Arab League. It's always empty. And this just reflects the divisions in the Arab League at this point.
All right. Yasser Hakim joining us live from Cairo. Thank you, Yasser.